Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna debone an entire deer. Show you guys how we do it, show you what we found to be effective. One thing we didn't mention when you bring in your deer, do not cut the tendons. Do not cut it from a hang, if you're hanging the animal before you bring it in, if you tie it up, whatever you do, please don't cut these. If you do, it's just a real problem when we try to skin this deer and we try to take care of it. So Matt's gonna break this animal down. We're gonna divide it into the muscle groups, and we're gonna do it so you can see how we do it. So if you're doing it yourself, you can see that this is a very lean animal, late season, so it doesn't have the fat covering. But I'm not worried about a little bit of fat covering the animal when we get trimmings in from you guys. So we are gonna take this animal, we're gonna debone it. We're gonna show you how we personally do it. We're gonna show you how we do the shoulders, how we do the neck, how we save the back straps, the tenderloin, the round roast. We're gonna show you how you can bring in your hindquarters so that you can have jerky made. If you want whole muscle jerky made from us, we would prefer it like this, or we would prefer it deboned, which we will show you how to do. We do not take whole muscle jerky chopped up or yats in the bag. It has to be separated, it has to be in good condition, it has to be the way we want it, otherwise we don't do it. We're sort of like the jerky Nazis. You don't do it right, we're not gonna do it right, so we're not gonna do it. It's just too hard to do it any other way than we do it, because it's all hand done. Okay, so Matt, knock the legs off. He's gonna put the trimmings in here, and then we're gonna put your deer on this. So right now he's taking the flap off. Taking the tenderloins out. Again, you don't field dress the animal properly, you're gonna get back dirty tenderloins. Although we wash it out, it sticks, so you have to clean your animal properly. Now he's gonna knock that leg off. Cut with a saw. Let's just cut that neck off. That's easier because then we get a better yield out of your deer. We don't waste any. We take any back fat and trauma, like this product where it was shot, we do take that off. We cut around from it. Any infection, any old wounds, any arrows, any muscle, or any bone fragmentation, all goes in the bone barrel. We don't do any of that. We don't use any of that. Common question is, what do you do with all the meat in the ribs? You take the rib meat off the exterior. Between the ribs, we do not save. The reason we do not save it is because we do not know how you took care of the animal. We don't know where it was shot. We figure for the half a pound of meat that's between all of those ribs, it's not worth potentially getting somebody sick because you want an extra half pound of meat. And we do not save, at this particular place, we do not save the ribs for human consumption. Again, because we want to make sure that there's no bacteria, it's a clean. Yeah, so. So he's gonna knock off this side. He's going to knock off the rib meat, exterior rib meat, and then he's going to knock off the tenderloin, which would be your fillet, your strip steaks and your rib eyes. This is the back strap. It's not the tenderloin. Some people get the tenderloin and the back strap confused. Tenderloins are in the inside of the carcass. The back straps are on the exterior of the carcass. Both are extremely tender. Both are, if you're going to have a steak, that's what you make. We do not make jerky out of the back straps. Some people ask us that. The reason is that they accept salts and sugars a lot differently than leg meat. And so if we try to make jerky out of the back straps and out of the round steak, which is a tougher meat, you'll have an issue with some of your jerky being extremely tender and mushy. The other stuff will be just the way you like it. So we've opted not to make that. We don't think it makes a great product. So here's a tag. This is the gentleman's. This is the gentleman's deer. So we're going to go with the cutting instructions. We put our tag on there, and then we're going to debone this animal according to the orders. So what we're going to do first is we're going to show you how we would like your hind quarter for jerky. Now it doesn't matter if you're fabricating it for steaks, chops, or roast. For jerky, we're going to debone it. So we're just going to show how if you have an animal that you're bringing in for jerky and you're uncomfortable with deboning the animal, this is acceptable. It'd probably be a little better if you knocked it off there. It'd be a little bit easier for yourself and for logistics purposes, putting it in bags and so forth. But this is acceptable. We can get 3 pieces of muscle out of this. We can also get some trimming out of this for some snack sticks. So what we're doing here is he's going to debone this animal, and we're going to show you the 3 muscle groups and the trimmings out of one hind quarter. So here is the rear leg that is boneless. So now he's going to divide this up into 3 muscle groups. The tip roast, or your football roast, the top round and the bottom round, and then there's going to be a little sirloin pat.
Hold on.
He's pulling off the top round right now. That can be made into jerky, into steaks, into roasts. Or you can grind it for sausage or for ground. Biggest thing about wild game is do not overcook it. When you cook these steaks, you better be cooking them medium or medium rare preferably. Otherwise, they are going to have a very tough taste or tenderness. It will not be good. That is a bottom round.
Top round.
Excuse me, that is the top round. That trimming right there is acceptable. What he just threw in here, this trimming is acceptable for trim. It's perfect. Some people say, well, I like to take all the silver skin off of this. I like to take this off. I like to take. You don't have to.
Your at-home grinder will plug up with it.
Yes, but our grinder will not. Actually, this stuff right here is collagen, and it is a natural binder. We need that to make sausage. When we grind it, you grind this stuff up, it will make a better sausage. It will bind it together. It'll make it tighter, and the sausage will bounce. All right, he's going to pull the top tip off. He's going to pull the tip off right now. There's your football roast or tip roast. Now he's going to pull the last remaining roast. Again, this is trimmings. There's not any waste on here. The grinder will take care of that stuff. And it's nice, fresh, and clean. So, if you were going to come in here and give us jerky, you would like to give us jerky, you give us these three pieces, and we can make you old-fashioned hand-cut jerky out of it. This is what we'd like you to do, is throw these three pieces in a bag, you're all good. If you'd like to leave it like this, you're all good. If you'd like to leave it with this shank cut off, you're all good. If you throw this stuff into the grind, not so good. We won't take it. We'll make snack sticks out of it, but we're not going to go through there and separate all this muscle group out here, because it's just too time consuming, to be honest with you. So we're going to pull these tenderloins. There's a little membrane off them. We're going to pull those off so they're nice and clean. Now, the more your animal dries out, the more that this is going to be tougher to do and tougher to get a good piece. There's a little trauma where there was bullet shot, so he's just taking some of that blood off there. Please don't put that in, again, please don't put that in your trimmings, as you want it to taste good. So we're just taking that, cutting that away, and that goes in the bone barrel. This will be made whatever the customer wants. If he wants snack sticks,
Burger, snack sticks,
burgers,
summer sausage.
summer sausage, preformed jerky, bratwurst. That's just your basic trimmings. This is a whole leg. If you want to bring it in and you want us to divide it up into the three, I think right now our present charge in 2019 is $4, and we will debone the entire hind quarter for you and make whatever you want out of it at the cost of we're going to charge you $4 to debone it, and then the regular charges apply after that. So if you want, for $8, we can take your hind quarters, we can get them to this part, and then we can slice it for jerky. So if you want to bring it in, you can knock this off right here also, and this would be put in the trimmings, and you could just throw that into one single bag. We'd be tickled pink that you did it that way, and then we can get the most yield out of your animal as possible. Make sure there's a little gland there. That is a gland. You do not want that in your meat, so make sure that that goes in your bone barrel. Throw that away. There's one there, and then there's one in the shoulder also. There's another gland right here. And we recommend you take that off also. Now he's going to debone his shoulder. And sometimes this gives people fits, and it's not that hard in repetition. Now I know you guys are only doing a few, so that's a little confusing, but just got to dig in there and follow the bones and pull with your hands, and when you do that, it'll start coming off. So just watch Matt as he doesn't cut my hand off. Good. now we're gonna cut the neck. And this, while it appears there's a lot of meat on the neck, there is not. So he's getting as much as possible without taking that cord, which runs at the top end. You do not want to put that in your sausage. That's a little too aggressive. All right, so this is the primal cuts for the wild game for this buck. So this is the trimmings. These are the top rounds, bottom rounds, sirloin tip, roast tenderloins, and back straps. Now we can fabricate this deer according to the order. So out of the back straps, he could get some bacon wrap back straps. He could get them cut into thirds, which is very popular. He could get butterfly chops. Out of the top rounds, he could get either steaks, chops, or roasts, or jerky. Same with the bottom rounds. Sirloin tips, you could get steaks, roasts, or jerky. When we make whole muscle jerky, we'll divide this in another 3 muscle groups so we don't have any silver skin. We'll take all this silver skin out when we're making jerky. So it's all one-piece jerky, no silver skin, no gristle. And then of course we'll wrap their tenderloins for them. So this is what you get. This is the trimmings. As you can see, we didn't hide any meat. This is probably around 35 to 40 pounds of trimmings off this animal, and then your primal cuts, which probably are about 20. So that is what you get off of say a 1.5-year old buck. So in the future we will make a video on different types of steaks, chops, and roasts. And we will also make different videos on how you can prepare your food. Thanks a lot.